Hi, I'm Willow Grace, and I want to share with you about the great Pileup with February's forecast. So, right now we have the Aquarius moment and it's building momentum. February is an extraordinary month because we have an unusual buildup of planets all in the sign of Aquarius. It is called a stellium. When it happens all in one constellation, we have Venus, Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter, the Sun, and pretty soon we're going to have the new moon. So, with all of these in the sign of Aquarius, they call it a stellium. So, with this many planets in any given space, the Aquarius energy is greatly magnified. So, wherever you have this Aquarius energy in your chart, there's going to be a big hub of activity that's going on. So, let me share this. So when I share the screen with you, I want you to be able to look at the chart and see what I see with the planets here. So right now, this is the symbol for Aquarius. It's the little waves, which stand for air waves. Currently, we have the sun, which is where we illuminate things ourselves. Mercury, which is currently in retrograde. So how we communicate, there's some kind of a hiccup going on. We have Jupiter that wants to expand things. It wants to make things greater. Venus is here saying things that we love. So Venus with Jupiter saying things that I love, things that I value, I want to expand them. The sun is, I want to show light on them. Mercury is saying there's a little bit of a hiccup going on. We need to go back and go back over this information. And Saturn says there's going to be some rules that go along with this. So when I animate this, I want to show you that the moon here is going to now go into the sign of Aquarius also. So when the moon comes here, this will be the new moon on the 11th. The new moon at this point is going to be what is going on. So think of all these planets talking, communicating, sharing with each other, all these ideas of Aquarian energy of how I want to change, how I want to communicate, bring things out to the surface. So when the moon joins, this is about changing our patterns because the moon comes in and it's going to be a shift in the patterns. It's going to be how we react to others. So this going on, I want to talk about what house this is going to be in because the house manifests the energy of, so with all of this is manifested in a house. And the house is where the energy of the sun, the moon, the Mercury, we communicate, things that we love, the rules, that tells us where things are going to be manifesting in our chart. So if you have, and I like to do things by two signs, by your rising sign, because that sets up the chart of where the actual house is, and your sun sign of where you illuminate, where you shine. So if you are an Aries rising or Aries sun, this is going to be manifesting all of this Aquarian energy in your 11th house of friends, groups, so social circles, things that you are part of, and how will this manifest that there will be a shakeup of some things. Some things are going to be illuminated. Things that we value are going to be there. And our private side with our moon. We're going to backtrack over some things and possibly set new boundaries with Saturn being there. For Taurus, this is manifesting in your house of career. Amazing, amazing opportunity. Perfect for growth. You've got your sun of where you're going to shine. You've got Jupiter saying, I want to expand this. Mercury is saying, let's communicate, let's get things out there, get the information out there. Saturn is saying, we might have to rework some things and shift the rules a little bit, or shift the boundaries of things. But in your house of career, or ambitions or goals or public life of where you are seen in the world. For Gemini, this is going to manifest in your 9th house of travel, higher education, and foreign friends, foreign people, foreign things. And so things are going to be illuminated, connections are going to be made, things that we value and that we love, we are going to take and invest into. And our moon is going to shift our focus a little bit on the communication of, and Saturn is going to say, we might have to shift some boundaries with some things of how can I make these things happen? And it's going to be happening with some shock and some surprise. So Cancer, this is happening in your 8th house. The 8th house is transformation. It is sex. It is legacies, wills. It is birth, death, rebirth. And so it's about other people's money. It's how you are with others and their finances. So we have your sun. It's going to illuminate some things here. We have your Mercury right now in a retrograde saying we need to, there's some hiccups, there's some communication gaps, there's some things that we need to go back over, some miscommunication, misunderstanding. Jupiter is saying, I can do really well in this area. And Venus says, I love to work with these people or these things that are in this area. How can we expand upon it? And Saturn is saying we might have to revisit some rules or some boundaries to set some new guidelines of how can we move forward with this. Leo, this is happening in your 7th house of relationships, partnerships, one-on-one relationships, marriages, alliances, and open enemies. So the sun's going to illuminate a lot of great, remember Aquarius is communication, thoughts, ideas, and the moon is how we reflect upon it. Venus is there just saying, this is what I love. This is who I love. This is how I get hurt. And with our communication, there might be some miscommunication. There might be with Saturn there saying, look, I want to do this. I'm happy in this space, but we might have to have, we're going to have to reestablish some rules, some boundaries, some guidelines in order to move forward with this, in order for it to build and last. Remember, these things are built to last over the long haul. So anything that's created at this time is going to be going over the next 20 years. So let's talk about Virgo. Virgo is this is manifesting in your 6th house of daily work, health, routines, discipline, and habits. This is you building your daily routines in order for the foundation to do better into the future. Remember, Saturn is about the foundation, the building block, and how do we make this happen? Well, you have to have the good daily habits. You have to have the good health, the good routine, the service to others. How do you manifest this? The sun's going to illuminate some things, and Venus is here saying, I want to do this. I love what's going to grow from this. And Jupiter says, once you've mastered this, I'm going to expand upon this energy. And Mercury is there saying, look, there's some areas of weakness that we need to go back, revisit, and rework on in order for this to last over the long haul. For Libra, this is going on in your 5th house of romance, creativity, fun, pregnancy, sex, love affairs, but it's with you personally. So in order for you to set the foundation for further, what brings you pleasure? The sun is illuminating it. Venus is saying, I'm bringing things to you. And Mercury is saying, look, I might bring somebody from your past back in. I want you to revisit this. I want you to think about this. And Saturn is saying, we can do this, but we have to have rules and boundaries and a structure in order for us to have success with this into the future. So, Scorpio, this is manifesting in your 4th house. The 4th house is home, family, past lives, roots, and foundation. This is you setting up your foundation for the future, your home. What do you value? What do you love? The sun is illuminating this for you. The moon is saying, I want this. This is my private side, that I'm not really sharing all these things with people. And Jupiter is saying, I want to expand upon it. I want this to be solid for you. I want this to be good for you. And in order for it to last, Saturn's coming in and saying, we have to have some guidelines here. It cannot all be gray. We have to have solid walls around it, or solid foundation. You build the solid foundation, things will last over the long haul. For Sagittarius, this is in your third house. Your third house is close to home, lower education, communication, lots of communication, short trips, siblings, your neighbors, things that surround you that are close by. So how does this affect you? Well, new foundations with or rekindling those foundations with your family members that may the close ones that we have fallen away from, or the siblings, the communication, the neighbors, finding things that are close to us that we can do because you want to explore. The drive is there for you to explore. You're wanting to get out and do things, but feeling the restriction of holding things in. The sun's going to illuminate it. Jupiter's going to expand it and make some more things possible for you. Venus is saying, here, what do you love? What do you value? You value the close family. You value things that are close to home. And Mercury's going to say, let's go back and let's communicate this. Let's revisit this. Let's rework it. Because remember, we're still currently in Mercury retrograde. So Capricorn. Capricorn, this is in your second house of values, feelings, cash, self-worth, possessions, material things, and things that you value. So things that are going to be illuminated for you. What do you value? What do you hold close to your heart? What do you need to set up a foundation for yourself? Is this you with cash? Is this with you with your home? These are things that you are holding near and dear to your heart that are possessions or things that are tangible, and your feelings and self-worth are closely attached. So we have the sun illuminating it. The moon is I'm not wanting to share these private thoughts that I'm having about these things. And Venus is saying, I absolutely love this. I love this person. I love this thing. And Jupiter's saying, there's enough. Let's expand upon this. And Saturn is saying, we can expand upon it, but there's definitely going to be rules. If you've not paid for this, or if it's going to have something to do with finances. Take care of the finances because there'll be boundaries around it. There will be rules and regulations that go with it. So Aquarius. Aquarius is in the first house. First house, how you see yourself, how others see you, how you present yourself, your physical appearance, your all about you. This is about a transformation that you are personally going through that affects you and your body and all of you. So the sun is illuminating it, saying, they've got some things that possibly we can work on, some things that we can transform, some things that need to change. Venus says, I need to love me. I need to value all of me, inside, outside. Jupiter is saying, once we do that, the energy is expansive. I cannot love others until I love myself. I cannot expect others to love me until I love and value myself. And this is you going through some kind of a transformation. And if you don't, then Saturn's going to come around and say, look, you've had this bad habit for a really long time. You've outgrown it. Move on. Or you've been in this rut for a while. Move on. You've outgrown it. This is no longer serving you. You need to shine. This is your time. This is your sign. Aquarius is about sharing ideas with others, getting out there and communicating and connecting with others. What you have to also think about is connecting with others while still being independent yourself, being you and being part of a group. That's what Aquarius needs to work on. The last one is Pisces. Pisces, this is going on in your 12th house. This is self-sabotage, your fears, your dreams, your secrets, karma. This is you taking time to, it's shedding a light on what karma are you clearing out? What are your worst fears that it's time to just illuminate them and they need to go away? Venus is saying, look, I love you. I value you. It's time. And Jupiter is going to push you and expand upon all of this. If you get rid of the debt's been paid. This is a time of inclusion and reclusion from the world to say, I need to work on me, my inner me. You work on your inner me because we're in Mercury retrograde. We are reviewing some things. We're rethinking about some things. And as we are working on that, we're going to set new boundaries for what we will accept from ourselves and from others and move forward with ease and grace. So I'm hoping that you can follow all of this a little bit better with seeing and understanding what it means to have all of these planets in one sign, in one house where the energy manifests and how it will in turn affect you. If you'd like to know more about this, you can contact me at willowgracemystic.com and we can talk about a natal chart or your solar return or any of your transits. I'm also available for tarot and Reiki, and I look forward to your questions, your comments. Please reach on out to me. I heart you.